Insert your picture.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Janet Kaplan, and I'm a member of this congregation and your worship associate today. On behalf of our Earth Ministry team, Reverend Dave Dunn, intern minister Liz Martin, director of religious exploration Lexi T. Brown, there she is, back there with the kids, our music director Alex Peach, and the greeters and technical team that are making today's live stream possible. I would like to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Metro Atlanta North congregation, which we lovingly call UUMAN. UUMAN is a liberal faith community with the mission to nurture our spirit, strive for justice, and transform the world. No matter who you are, whom you love, or where you are on your spiritual journey, you are all welcome here. Welcome to all that are joining us remotely. For any visitors who are here with us for the first time, and if you're comfortable doing so, would you please stand and tell us your name and where you are from so that we can get to know you better. Are there any visitors on my right? How about my left? Any visitors? New folks? Oh, did I miss somebody? Sorry.
My name is Stephen. I'm currently living with my sister in Alpharetta. I'm originally from Wisconsin.
Welcome. Okay. We joyfully welcome children and families in worship. The sounds of children are part of a living congregation. For busy hands of all ages, there is a fidget corner in the back of the sanctuary. Lexi is there already. Nursery care for babies and toddlers is available and opens before the service begins. After the Wondering Time story, children will be sung out to Children's Chapel in Fellowship Hall. Here comes some announcements. Well, I say this each time. Is anyone here new to UUMAN? Even if you're not new, would you like to learn more about our principles, values, and what UUMAN is all about? Then please attend the UU 102 service during second hour today. You can see Jesse Diaz for more information. There is a great need for basic food and clothing. Is this the one? Right here in North Fulton, and our friends at North Fulton Community Charities are in need of donations. Your gently used items can make a meaningful difference for families in our community. Donations are accepted Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and thank you in advance for your generosity. I think we have a stewardship announcement.
Good morning. We formed a stewardship committee, Colin, Carla, and me, Marguerite, for this year. And we're happy to announce this is the last Sunday you will hear from us in front of the church, in front of you. The good news is this morning we reached $200,000 because we were quite behind. So we have about 80 pledges, but that also means there's about 40 pledges, 45 pledges we do not have yet. So
we are very concerned about our 40 missing pledges because, as you know, this is the main source of funding for the church. So we are missing $100,000 from our goal, which is a lot considering that we have cake outside to celebrate the end of the campaign. So I've considered, what do you think of this idea? Only people that have pledged can have cake? What do you think, Margaret?
No, that's not nice.
No?
I do think everyone has attention at least to pledge. I just didn't get to it yet.
Okay, she's so much better than me. I don't know, I couldn't sleep. I've been thinking of strategies to get you guys to pledge. So I thought, you know, either we have to cut expenses or we have to increase the money coming in. So I have another idea. I'm sorry I didn't talk to you before about this. So how about we lock the doors and we only leave out people that have pledged? Is that okay?
It's, no, I don't think. I really think that's a little bit too much.
Too much?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I have another idea. How about we charge for people to come into the services? They have to pay a fee. Because, you know, this is innovative, right? Who charges to get into service in any church? That would be something new.
Charging to sign the pledge, at least. That we could ask at the door next time. Whoever doesn't pledge, we'll just hound them down. But we can't ask.
It's a no again, Margaret?
No, it's a no again.
God, you're so negative this morning. All right, I have another idea. How about we cut the cost with babysitting during the service and we let the kids run wild? I mean, they're going to learn one thing or two in the woods. I mean, would that be a good idea? Lexi might support that.
I don't think the parents would enjoy their service as much.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm running out of ideas, and she's so negative this morning. Let me try you. So how about, I mean, because did you tell them what we're going to be doing starting Monday?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's up to you.
Okay.
To Colin.
Okay, that is Margaret approved. On Monday, we're going to start texting, emailing, and calling the people that have not pledged. And who here wants to hear from us? Nobody. But I have another idea.
Heard from you, Shook. I don't know why you're raising your hand.
I have another idea. So apart from calling, texting, and emailing, we might go to their houses and knock at their doors until they pledge.
I think that's a little much.
Oh my God, I give up, guys. Just pledge, please.
And by the way, please see your printed order of worship for the second hour activities, as well as any upcoming events. And now, let us do our hand of friendship, where we greet one another with our hands or our elbows.
We've known that we're caught in the throes of climatic changes some say will just go away.
While some simply pray and to survive another day. For it is the obscure, the oppressed, the poor, who, when the disaster is declared done, will suffer more than anyone.
Climate change is the single greatest challenge of our time. Of this, you are certainly aware. It's saddening, but I cannot spare you from knowing an inconvenient fact, because it's getting facts straight that gets us to act and not to wait.
So to tell you this, not to scare you, but to prepare you, to dare, to dream a different reality.
Where despite disparities, we all care to protect this world, this little blue marble, this little true marvel, to muster the verve and the nerve, to see how we can serve our planet.
You don't need to be a politician to make your mission to conserve, to protect, to preserve the one and only home that is ours, to use your unique power to give next generations the planet they deserve.
If you join me in our chalice lighting, we light this chalice for the earth, of which we are all a part. We pledge to care for what it needs and to hold it in our heart.
We are going to do one of my favorite hymns now. Please go to your softback hymnal. We're going to do number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
I'm a sailing on
the time in our service where children, young and old, are invited to the front for our time for all ages. After the story, children are invited to exit into Fellowship Hall for Children's Chapel for the remainder of the service. If this is your child's first time attending Children's Chapel, please walk them to Fellowship Hall. Here come the kids. After service, please escort your children to their appropriate RE classroom in Discovery Cottage during second hour. Take it away, Rollin.
Well, it's Grandpa Rollins' story time, and I think I need a bigger sack, okay? And I understand that in addition to the sack critter crew, y'all had a visit last week from the wagon critter crew. Is that correct? Oh, yes, I watched it on YouTube. Even when I can't be here, I always watch the service because this is the best thing to do on a Sunday morning. And I think it's very important, too, to have different gangs of friends like the sack crew and the wagon crew. Last week, I was actually at another church because I have a bunch of friends there. But then when I got home, I made sure I watched the service here. So I think having all these, and we've got, oh gosh, this is a critter-rich environment. I love it. Okay. All righty, let's see who we got. We have, as usual, Smokey. Anybody want to hold Smokey? Okay. And let's pass them around. I have once before I brought Grunhilde, the fir tree. She's back. I'm going to put her there because I'm doing something with her later. We've got Timmy, of course. He's our earth scientist, and it is Earth Day. We have George. And we've got, oh, I love to be here in the morning, Fritz. Oh, there's Fritz, okay. And we have Needy. And we have one new critter y'all have not met yet. This is Hootie the owl, and I kept the tree back because Hootie sits right there. Hootie, I want you to say hey to the kids. Woo! The kids, that's who. Woo! You, I want you to say hey to the kids. Woo! You, I want you. Woo! Oh, I know. I'm certainly not going to ask you who's on first. Woo! Right. Okay. All right. And now let's get around to the story, okay? Today's story is another one of the stories, you've heard this before, from Akbar and Birbal. Now, Akbar and Birbal were actually real people. Akbar, a long time ago, was the king in India and is one of the greatest leaders in all of history who's ever lived. And Birbal was his good friend and his advisor. And Birbal was the one that could say anything to him, even tell him when he was wrong. That's very important. Yes? Ashok, how long? 400 years? What's that? 1500. Okay, yeah, thank you. See, Ashok grew up in India, and he actually grew up hearing Akbar and Birbal stories. These are like for real. These are real people, okay? So anyhow, this is a story about Akbar and who owns the garden, okay? And I'm going to tell the story because I don't read upside down very well. So you can just look at the picture. Okay, here they are. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yep, there we are. All right. Now, Akbar was a very, very great king. The problem was Akbar knew he was a great king. And sometimes he could get kind of uppity and kind of snobby, and sometimes he wasn't very nice. And Birbal, his good friend, yes? I don't think so. He was kind of the opposite. He invited people from all different religions to come and talk to each other. He didn't put them in dungeons. He was a nice guy. But anyhow, he could get kind of uppity. And so Birbal, his good friend, decided, I got to take this guy down a notch. I mean, really. So Akbar had this private garden. He liked to go in the morning and walk around. And Birbal could go anywhere in the palace because he was his best friend and his top advisor. So he dressed up like a beggar, real raggedy clothes, and then he went and was sitting in the garden. And Akbar comes into the garden and says, "What are you doing in my garden?" And Birbal, he didn't recognize Birbal. Birbal was disguised. Birbal says, Your garden? Yes, it's my garden. Was the garden here before you were born? Well, yeah. Okay, well, who did it belong to? It belonged to my parents. And is the garden going to be here after you're gone? Well, yes. Well, who will it belong to then? It will belong to my children. And then Birbal says, so is it your garden? And then Akbar at that point realizes there's only one person in the world who will talk to him this way. It's got to be Birbal. So he recognizes and said, Birbal, my good friend, yes, I understand what you're saying. Yes, I am not the owner of the garden. I am the caretaker of the garden while I'm here. I get it from my parents, and I give it to my children after I'm gone. I am only the caretaker of the garden. And that's the story of Birbal and who owns the garden. And so let's pack it all back up. Yeah. Okay, so let's, hang on. Can I get somebody to help me hold the sack open? Pull that part back, yeah. Okay, so let's all, teamwork here, let's all get all the, no, just the critters that I brought, okay? So throw Smokey in there. Yep.
At this point in our service, we share our joys with each other to magnify them, and our sorrows to divide the weight of their pain. If you are so moved, please feel free to come forward, state your name, and drop a pebble in the bowl, and express a joy or a sorrow that you may have. For those of you attending via our live stream, if you have a joy or a sorrow that you would like to share this morning, please type it in the chat.
So I'm Elizabeth Rohan, and this is Stephen Shanahan, and we are here to drop a pebble of joy for our son Joel's 20th birthday, which is tomorrow. He was born in this church, he was dedicated in this church, and he's in college now, but we wanted to give a shout out to Joel.
My name is Eli, and I have the pebble of joy because today's my sister's birthday.
Hi, I'm Dan. I just wanted to drop a pebble of joy this week. I'll be finally completing my anthropology degree.
I'm Jennifer Philippi, and many of you know that my daughter Kira has been in aerial acrobatics for, 7 or so years now. This past fall at Milton Theater, they combined Milton Theater and Cirque to perform Water for Elephants. They were just at the Schuler Awards this week, Thursday night, and they took home Best Director, Best Actor, and Best All-Around Show. So I'm very proud of her. And I know many of you ask, and I try to get the information out there, but the Milton Cirque performances start this Wednesday. There are shows Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So take a look. If you are into that kind of performance, Milton does an amazing job. Hope to see some of you there.
I'm Miriam Patanian, and I'm a member here. This is just a pebble of remembrance. On the 22nd will be my mother-in-law's birthday, and we miss her very much. This is a general pebble of just recognition of how hard it is to be a teenager in these days. So just hug a teenager if they give you permission. And this is a pebble of incredible joy and gratitude for the trip of a lifetime that our family took to Japan over spring break. We've been back a week now. I think I'm almost over the jet lag, but it was worth it. It was an incredible trip, a lot of memories.
Yes, hello, my name is Dorothy Merrick, and I have a remembrance to share. One of our great friends, Len Kurtz, passed away this week, and because he's Jewish, they sit in Shiva. And so because they are in Pennsylvania and we're here, this is my first time attending a Zoom Shiva that we'll be doing this afternoon with the family and remembrances. So this is for Len.
Yes, I'd like to do a personal joy, and that is today is my birthday. Thank you. Yes. Every year I have to share it with Earth Day or Passover or Easter. I always have to share it with bunnies of some kind. Yes, and this pebble is for, I have to look at my script, it's for all of the joys and sorrows that are too tender for people to say, and it's just for everybody's soul.
Good morning. I'm Martina Austin and a member of this congregation. This Earth Day reading is taken from the prologue of Pulitzer Prize-winning author and biologist Edward O. Wilson, his book Half Earth, which was written in 2016. What is man? Storyteller, myth maker, and destroyer of the living world. Thinking with a gabble of reason, emotions, and religion. Lucky accident of primate evolution during the late Pleistocene. Mind of the biosphere, magnificent and imaginative power, and exploratory drive, yet yearning to be more master than steward of a declining planet. Born with a capacity to survive and evolve forever, able to render the biosphere eternal also. Yet, arrogant, reckless, lethally predisposed to favor self, tribe, and short-term futures, obsequious to imagined higher beings, contemptuous toward lower forms of life. For the first time in history, a conviction has developed among those who can actually think more than a decade ahead that we are playing a global endgame. Humanity's grasp on the planet is not strong. It is growing weaker. Our population is too large for safety, and for comfort. Fresh water is growing short. The atmosphere and seas are increasingly polluted as a result of what has transpired on the land. The climate is changing in ways unfavorable to life, except for microbes, jellyfish, and fungi. For many species, it is already fatal. Because the problems created by humanity are global and progressive, because the prospect of a point of no return is fast approaching, the problem cannot be solved piecemeal. There is just so much water left for fracking, so much rainforest cover available for soybeans and oil palms, so much room left in the atmosphere to store excess carbon. Meanwhile, we thrash about appallingly led, with no particular goal in mind other than economic growth, unfettered consumption, good health, and personal happiness. The impact on the rest of the biosphere is everywhere negative. The environment becoming unstable and less pleasant, our long-term future less certain. Like it or not, we remain a biological species in a biological world, wondrously well adapted to the peculiar conditions of the planet's former living environment, albeit tragically not this environment that we are creating now. In body and soul, we are children of the Holocene, the epoch that created us, yet far from well adapted to its successor, the Anthropocene.
The first Earth Day was held on April 22nd, 1970. I was a junior in high school and somewhat oblivious to what was going on in our environment. I know that I was interested in science and kept track of what was going on with the space program. I even had a rock collection. Don't remember being at all concerned about the environment, and no one around me seemed to be either. I went to college at SUNY Plattsburgh in upstate New York, next to Lakes Champlain, south of Montreal, near the Adirondacks. I got a degree in physics, learned to program computers, and that became my lifelong career. Plattsburgh was an idyllic place to go to college. The only downside was that there was a nearby Air Force base, and whenever the jets would take off, they would shake the buildings. It was also at this time that I learned that man's impact on the environment was not quite right. The college dorm buildings bordered the Saranac River, and periodically the color of the river would change due to the nearby paper mill. At the time, we thought this was funny and used to joke that we knew the color of the toilet paper they were making based on the color of the river. After graduating from college in 1975, I lived in Chicago and Florida for a while before settling down in Atlanta in 1980. I don't remember thinking during this time about any issues about our environment. Life was good for me. I was playing and working. In 1981, I met the love of my life, Rosie. We got married in 1983 on a beach in Florida. From that day forward, we spent our time together and eventually with our kids outdoors, camping, hiking in the mountains, kayaking or paddleboarding on the river, swimming or snorkeling in the ocean. During all this time, 30 years, I had no idea what was going on with our environment. I had no clue that how we were living as humans was greatly degrading the environment on many fronts, warming the planet and changing our climate. The exact date on when I fully woke up and became truly aware of the impact humans were having on our environment is hard to pin down. I started waking up in October 2016 when the UUMAN hosted the showing of the documentary film, Facing the Surge. What I remember is we had a good turnout. The film is a documentary short film about the tangible cause of sea level rise on the people of Norfolk, Virginia. I remember having a sick feeling at the time, but thinking that this is about sea level rise, and it's going up so slowly, it can't impact anyone for a long time. Sometime after that, I read with difficulty David Wallace Wells' book, The Uninhabitable Earth, Life After Warming. To be honest, I even finished the book. In the book, Wallace Wells lays out in detail the impacts of global warming on the Earth the way we know it. It's a hard, almost bone-chilling read, something you must read in spurts. In the same time period, I read The Sixth Extinction, An Unnatural History by Elizabeth Colbert. Colbert explains the previous 5 mass extinctions that have occurred on Earth and the preponderance of evidence that humans are currently causing what's likely to be the 6th extinction. These books scared me and made me realize that I needed to do something, that I couldn't just sit back and I needed to try to change the trajectory of where we were heading. I joined and became active in the Roswell Marietta chapter of Citizens Climate Lobby, which held its monthly meetings at UUMAN. For those not familiar with CCL, it's a bipartisan nonprofit organization focused on lobbying Congress for legislation to address climate change. As a member of CCL, I participated in tabling events, meetings with elected officials, and regular phone calls to members of Congress, encouraging them to act on climate change. During this time, I was still convinced that we could change the trajectory of our warming Earth by investing in clean energy. I was committed to the mission of CCL and felt like if we pushed hard enough, we could make a difference through legislation to lower our use of fossil fuels. Then, in February 2019, Reverend Michael Dowd came to UUMAN. Some of you may remember his visit. He gave the sermon that day and a workshop after service. His workshop was entitled Ecology as Theology, Inspiring Science for Challenging Times. In his talk, he laid out the predicament we are facing as a species. This talk got me started down the path of waking up to the predicament. I wouldn't be entirely awake, though, for about 3 years. I started listening to other recorded talks that Reverend Dowd had on his website, where he recommended books that folks should read to become more knowledgeable about the predicament. So I dug in, and over the next few years, read many books on the subject, both hopeful books in books that painted a much more dire picture. The first book to really capture my attention at this time was Overshoot, The Ecological Basis of Revolutionary Change by William Catton. The book was written in 1980, 46 years ago. It lays out in detail the root problem or predicament we are facing as a species, namely that we are exceeding the carrying capacity of the planet. For those that don't know, William Catton is a famous sociologist turned ecologist. In mid-2022, I read 2 of Roy Scruton's books, Learning to Die in the Anthropocene, Reflections on the End of Civilization, and We're Doomed, Now What? Both books made me realize that we humans were not going to technology our way out of our predicament. To bring this point home, he states that to keep CO2 below 450 parts per million, we would have to build 12,000 nuclear power plants in 35 years, meaning 1 per day for 35 years. His conclusion is that we're living right now in the midst of a global climate emergency and social crisis that demands immediate response and long-term adaptation. We must prepare for the coming storm, not in 30 or 40 years, but today. It was in his first book where I was introduced to the term Anthropocene. The Nobel Prize-winning chemist Paul Crutzen advanced the term in 2000. Scruton describes it this way, that we have entered a new epoch in Earth's geological history, one characterized by the advent of the human species as a geological force. When did this epoch begin? Was it with the Industrial Revolution around 1800, or during the Great Acceleration in the 20th century? Certainly, if you've lived long enough, you know without reading any books that our climate has drastically changed over the past 10 to 20 years and seems to be getting more unpredictable as time goes on, including more severe droughts, multi-inch rainstorms causing violent floods, and wildfires wiping out entire communities. You also probably know that these changes are caused by humans, by the way we are living. Are you awake to this reality and our predicament? I am. I consider myself to be a post-doomer, a term coined by Reverend Dowd. It is someone who knows we got here, knows how we got here, accepts the inevitable, honors their grief, and prioritizes what is pro-future and soul-nourishing for them. Accepting the inevitable does not mean sitting back and doing nothing. Although I don't believe that we humans can prevent the worst of what is coming from happening, as we lack the agency or political will to do so, we can all awaken now to our reality and take steps to help future generations. So the question is, how should we live now, given our predicament? For me, there is no cut and dried answer to the question. I continue to struggle with it every day. There is one thing I'm certain of, and that is that we who are awake to what is really happening need to be more vocal and honest about our climate predicament. As there are forces at work, as you can imagine, explaining away the truth and painting a rosy picture instead. Elizabeth Robeson, in a recent Substack blog, provides the following warning. Today, a new generation has revived the argument of unlimited growth under a more appealing name, abundance. The idea is simple and seductive. Human ingenuity, markets, and technology create a world of ever-increasing plenty. More people means more ideas mean more innovation means more resources. The abundance crowd sees all of the earth as objects put here for us. And if we just keep innovating, we keep growing in population and abundance, that is not abundance. It is overshoot, temporarily disguised as success. So back to the question, how do we live now knowing what we know? We who are not the obscure, the oppressed, the poor, as Amanda Gorman writes, what can we do now? We who do have the resources to make a difference, how should we live knowing what we know? Every person must answer this question for themselves. For me, this means trying to make a difference for the future of the earth and our community by giving my time to help people in our community that need help, and there are many. Being outside, either in the garden or the woods or the river as much as possible, so I can appreciate nature and how fortunate we are. Trying to be a better steward of the earth every day, not just on Earth Day. There are many challenges here. In many ways, you can make a difference. Fighting for social and environmental justice. The need for this is great, and there are many ways you can make a difference. Joining and getting involved in Earth ministry and social justice at UUMAN is a great way to start. Thank you.
I have to admit something. Usually, I think most of us that are worship associates, we come in with our written script. Well, this morning, I forgot to print my written script last night, and early this morning I said, oh, I forgot to print. So I went over to the printer, and oh, wait a minute, now it's asking me for my pin. And I couldn't get the printer to work, and I wake my husband up, come on, help me, I gotta get going. And so I ultimately just brought my laptop with me because I have it on here. But I keep opening it up, and now okay, so now it's asking me for my pin. So forgive me here. We've all been there, right? Okay, good, it came back up. All right. All right, well, guess what? We are ready for our offertory. Aren't you glad? In an effort to fulfill and further the vision and mission of this congregation, we ask that our members and friends share of their time, treasure, and talents. With this, we will now take the offering, and you may also use the Give Now option in the Breeze app or web browser. This month's 50-50 recipient is the Georgia Interfaith Power and Light, which we affectionately call GIPPL, any checks specifically designated as 50-50 or any Breeze donations specifying give to 50-50 this month will go to support their work. And now the Chalice Choir is taking over. gift. Thank you very much. We will use it wisely in service of our mission. Choir again, right? Yes, that's what I thought.
Our closing hymn this morning, You Are Our Sunshine. The choir is going to sing the chorus. If you look in your order of worship, the words for the chorus are in here. Then we will speak the verses, and then we get to sing the chorus each time.
We can no longer just stand by as glaciers melt and species die. Land disappears, millions in tears. It is time to clean up our skies. Together put on the brakes, turn around before it is too late. No more than 2 Celsius degrees. We can do this if we all believe.
Fires, floods, droughts, hurricanes, energy policies that are insane. We must save our Earth in time, not protect the corporate bottom line. All the methane and CO2 can be controlled. It's up to me and to you. Raise our voices, we are not alone. This blue sphere is our only home.
A cleaner world within our grasp. Make hydrocarbons a thing of the past. Solar, wind, and hydro too is our future. It's up to me and you. An agreement over in France gives us hope, the world a chance. But we must get on board, fully implement the Paris Accords.
What will our children's children say if we do nothing but turn away? For them and us, the future calls to save the planet for both one and all. Youth of the world understand we hold their future in our hands. Now is the time, now is the hour, for together we all have the power. So stand up. Take control. It's our world, only one we know. Stand together, hand in hand. We can do this. Oh, yes, we can.
That was great. That was fun. Okay, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth. the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
How do we live now, knowing what we know? We who are not the obscure, the oppressed, the poor, what can we do now? We who do have the resources to make a difference, how should we live? Knowing what we know, go in peace and have a good week.